Hi everyone, I'm Chrane, and today apparently Blizzard released a Diablo 4 official open beta announcement cinematic, which I think I heard referenced to as being the opening cinematic to the game, I'm guessing. So let's check it out and see what they have for us. I haven't been following Diablo 4 that closely, to be honest, and I just watched the recently released cinematic videos fairly recently. The one with Enorius when he's hovering above the army, and that was cool. So I'm really excited to see what they have for us here. So let's dive into this.
Sanctuary was never meant for humankind. It was forged as a refuge from the war between the high heavens and the burning hells. Instead, it became a new battleground in this eternal conflict. A secretive group called the Haradrim has kept mortals safe. But now this once powerful order is a husk of what it was, and Sanctuary's ancient creators have returned to claim the hearts of humankind.
An interesting vibe.
Is the story of their downfall.
Ooh. It's interesting opening on a big, like, snow-filled landscape, right? Because we're so used to it being just dark and grimy dungeons. So opening on a big landscape shot is very interesting. I'm guessing this is our barbarian riding on the horse. Okay. Tears of blood, something. You're not seeing that horse again. Yep. A horse transformed into a burger. Lovely. Something not there at all. That was so hard to, like, decipher the correct order of those words. But damn, they're nailing the vibe. Really impressive so far. Guess it's all like in-game assets as well. Since it's not that hyper-detailed, you know, Blizzard cinematic quality, I'm guessing it's all just in-game assets used. That's disturbing. And suddenly in-game camera. Okay. Very nice. That was cool. So yeah, I guess that is the in-game opening cinematic. Okay. So, here we have the official dates. Early access, if you pre-order the game, you get access to the beta on March 17th to the 19th. And then, along with everyone else, open beta from March 24th to March 26th. So I'm absolutely going to be covering the game starting on March 17th. I'm gonna cover all the characters, like how systems differ from Diablo 3 into my opinions on how they've managed to solve all the comparisons people have to, this is to Diablo 3, this is to Diablo 4, is this, like, because the community is very split in between the two games, and like, which one people generally prefer. Me, personally, I'm way more of a Diablo 2 player than I am a Diablo 3 player. Never even got into Path of Exile, strangely enough, because it feels like a healthy mix of the two, but it just never meshed with me personally. I hope this game ends up being closer to Diablo 2 than 3, however, it still needs to stand on its own, right? And all we've seen so far has been very conflicting to me. First of all, you have all the different classes they decided to pick out. They start the first announcement thing with showing off a druid, which is like, for me, as a druid player from Diablo 2, it's like, oh, my boy is back. But then they gave him my body type, which is like, why would you do this to me? But which is like the most inconsequential thing in the whole package, but I just think it's funny. The thing that the druid kind of shakes up too much in the game for me personally is the fact that he breaks the strength, dexterity, intelligence balance beam into shambles, because the way they decided to do it is classic Diablo style, 5 classes on launch, right? So we got, in the first trailer, we got the druid, the sorceress, and the barbarian. First of all, I never understood why the barbarian became the most iconic class for Diablo, but here we are. I would have rather just kept the warrior from Diablo 1, like stylistically, even though he kind of changed into the paladin. I always preferred the warrior to the barbarian as the like strength base class, but whatever. What the balance they broke when they chose the druid, which is like agility / intelligence. You have, or like intelligence / dexterity, I guess. And then you have the sorceress, which is intelligence, and then you have the barbarian, which is strength. See, now you're missing a pure dexterity class. And then they added the rogue, right? So then you are left with, okay, where's our plate-wearing sword and board character, right? So I was hoping for a paladin, personally. But we didn't get that. I was even kind of holding out hope for the leaked, like, is it like a dragon knight or whatever that was leaked for Diablo Immortal years ago? That WoW had as a file up for. I'm just gonna like add the picture in the middle of the screen. Like, I was even holding out hope that that might have been like a Diablo 4 class that was just somehow confused with the Diablo Immortal stuff, but we didn't get that either. We got a necromancer again. And at that point you have a full intelligence class with the sorceress, a intelligence dexterity class in the druid, and then another intelligence class with the necromancer. So that kind of like heavily stacks against the like dexterity strength balance. You have a single character focusing on like the strength. I don't know if that's specifically how the stat distribution works, but that's like how the logic behind the like RPG setting of these classes work. Like the druid becomes half dexterity because of werewolf, right? And intelligence because of his casting stuff. At that point you only have like the only full dexterity thing you have is the rogue, and then half of the druid. And then the only strength thing you have is the barbarian. So I'm holding out hope still that the first character they're going to add is going to be a paladin or a crusader or something like that, because the strength part of the character selection is vastly outnumbered. Then again, it fits the theme of there not being like any light to help or guide people in this world, because basically lost, right? In many ways. So there's no light to guide people and to help them. So in that way it makes sense that there's no paladin on launch. But then I would have kind of wished for the weird dragon Knight dude, I'm gonna have the actual name up on the screen, because I'm just speaking from memory, I don't remember what he was called. But yeah, just the way that, because they forced the druid to be like, now it's your time, like, we're finally gonna add the druid, so that's the first one we're gonna announce. And the reason that shakes everything up and makes the whole package kind of unbalanced, right? In the stat distribution, in like class archetypes. And the reason I'm saying the druid is the problem is because adding the necromancer again makes sense, because he was the only like standalone DLC class added to Diablo 3, and it's not a good look to do the same class again as DLC, right? So you don't want to do the necromancer as your first class character pack or whatever. Be the first character tied to an expansion, or however they want to do this. So that's why I'm saying that the druid is the one shaking up everything and kind of like causing an imbalance and all this stuff. Like, personally, I'm glad he's in it as a druid player, but it's kind of messing up the balance a bit, and I'm not sure how to feel about that, is mainly the thing. But I'm really interested in actually getting into all of this when the game actually goes into early access. We can have a look at all the interesting skill trees and all the different, like, how the gear works, and if they actually put the runes back in. Because I heard that the runes were kind of missing in the playtests a few months ago, so I'm curious to see if they put them back in and how they work, because I love rune words from Diablo 2. I never got familiar with them as a kid, because I didn't understand that was a whole system hidden in the game. But now, like, nowadays that I've played so much Diablo 2 Resurrected and played all the ladders and stuff, I'm super curious to see how they solve rune words in this game, because I think they do a huge amount of heavy lifting for Diablo 2. And I just hope they can, like, unless they just take them out of this. Because the first rune words they showed us in the first gameplay preview stuff that people got to play at BlizzCon years ago, if that's the type of rune words we're getting, I'm not interested. It did not look good. Okay, it's not my thing. I just hope the game feels inspired enough to actually stand on its own, to make me want to ruin my time. Make me want to spend all my time playing the game. Makes me want to call in sick from work, you know? I hope it's not bad. Is basically it, right? I hope it actually delivers on all this stuff, but who knows? Who knows? It might be a colossal show. But even then, I'm totally here for that as well, because I have Diablo 2 Resurrected. So, well, thank you all so much for watching this little video here. It's kind of like an update / reaction thing for the early access stuff. I am excited to see how this is gonna pan out. You know, I hope it's gonna be a good game. I hope it's gonna deliver on all the promises and all the potential that's there. I really hope this is a good game. If it's not, I'm gonna be honest about it. But I still hope it's gonna be good. I really do. So thank you all so much for watching. Go check out the Final Fantasy XIV stuff I've got recorded. Flying? Let's go become a dragoon. Oh, yeah. Oh, ah. I've recorded everything up to the end of Stormblood, the second expansion, and I'm releasing those videos every Wednesday and Saturday. So check that out, and we're gonna be releasing a lot more Diablo stuff coming up as well. Gonna talk about the new rune words they've added in the seasons, and you know, actually stick to following all the patch notes coming out and just keep up with the updates. I'm gonna actually try to do a good job this time. Because you know I've been inactive in the past, but I'm actually like giving it a fair shake this time. This was fun. This was a cool opening, a cool transition into the main gameplay of the game. So yeah, I'm curious to check this out when it releases, and I'll see you back here when early access hits on March 17th. Probably gonna stream it on twitch.tv/itscrane, and I'm gonna post videos here announcing when I go live. So yeah, stay tuned. Thank you for watching. Bye.